guys hear me? I don't have the mic off. That's funny. I'm clicking around sharing links. Stand by. I'll be live in just a second.
Megtooth Sabers requires a lot of work on engineering, drilling, smoothing, tapping, setting, imagining, cutting, stripping, twisting, dipping, tin it, pin it, wire it, fire it, lock it, blast it, swing it, bash it. Megtooth Sabers.
All right, we're live. I didn't have much time to prep for this because I've been repairing a toilet. I've been repairing a toilet tonight. But I kind of wanted to get into talking about OS6 tonight. And I'm going to do some screen share stuff. Can you guys hear me? Somebody let me know if you can hear me or not now that we're live. And let me get some tools out because we're going to need to put some blades and some sabers. I was doing a toilet repair up until about 10 minutes ago. So it's kind of crazy. I'll put my heavy grade blade in this one, right? Hey, Kim Kanama. So, sweet. Y'all can hear me. Let me boot this saber up.
Put the blast shield down, I can't even see. How am I supposed to fight? Your eyes can deceive you, don't trust them.
Ah, wrong color. So, which is fine. We're getting ready to change it. So, there I have, although it sounds very low. I've got the sound all the way up. I'm not sure why it's why it's so low. Might be on the camera. Stand by. How about now? Is that any better? At any rate. All right, so OS6. This is a red blade. This is a New Hope training. It's not supposed to be a red blade, so let's change the blade. That's a color I like for you know, a New Hope training. So, you know, battle mode's the same as it always was, but there's some bonus stuff on battle mode. You know, this one's got all the gestures. It's got thrust on, swing on, and it's also got twist on and twist off. The controls for the Saber are relatively the same. The way I have this programmed, it's almost like SA22C's buttons. And I can share with y'all later how I did that. But basically, the bottom line is, you know, it's relatively simple to navigate. And also, the voltage speak thing was fixed.
Volume menu.
Oop.
Exiting volume menu. Battery level 4.03 volts.
Isn't that pretty cool? It shows
battery level 4.03 volts.
Can you all hear that readout? We're going to show this Saber on the editor here in a second. Let's go to the next preset. This should be a fire blade. It is. We're good there.
Ben Kenobi?
Yeah, we're good there. Good there. The cool part is, like, say like you want a spark tip ignition. You know, so when the blade comes out, you want a spark tip ignition. We're going to go into edit mode. We're going to get a spark tip ignition.
option. Select style. Edit style settings. Select style. Edit style settings. Select option. Style options. Ignition options. Option 0.
Now it's going to do the ignitions. Watch.
Option 1.
We don't want that.
Option 2.
Don't want that.
Option
There's the
3.
spark tip.
Save. Select option. Ignition time.
Now let's adjust the ignition time because it's too fast.
Auto. Save. Select option.
I like that.
Cancel. Style menu. Cancel. Exit.
Alright, so now we got a nice slow ignition with a spark tip. So you can also change styles, you can change fonts, you can do all kind of stuff with it. It's pretty awesome. It's very intuitive navigating the menu, like the volume menu.
Volume menu.
To turn it down, you twist the saber to left.
Minimum volume.
And then turn it up, you turn it right.
Exiting volume menu.
So sometimes it's a little quirky if you spin it too fast when you're in edit mode. If you try to spin it too fast, sometimes you can cause it to get a little quirky. So you have to make sure your movements are slow and steady, one click at a time. Yeah, Bobby, I'm getting ready to show you the editor right now. I'm going to do a screen share and we're going to do that. So let's show you something else cool about OS6. So I'm going to go to... Let me get the saber here where you guys can see it. Hopefully it's going to reach my... Hopefully it'll reach my... You guys should be able to see the saber. I'm going to do a screen share here. And... So you can still see my saber down here in the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to go open the lightsaber program. And we're going to connect to my lightsaber wirelessly. Hopefully it's in range. Let's go Bluetooth. There's my saber, Transcendence. I want to pair with it. And here comes the pair. So this is the Profi OS workbench. Hopefully you guys can see all that. I know I'm blocking the corner down here where I'm at. But the saber controls, like you can control it on. So there you guys see the saber come on. I didn't touch the buttons or do any gestures. You got blast, clash, force sounds, lock up. Let me get it in lock up. There's your lock up. Tip drag. I don't know if that's in frame or not. And then melt. There you have your melt. Stab. Lightning block. Which is cool. And then you can play any tracks. So, you know, there's the hallway scene. I don't know if you guys can hear that going or not. But we could also play Duel of the Fates. I don't want to get a copyright infringement. But so here's the cool thing I want to show you all about this. I'm going to turn the saber off. I'm doing all this wirelessly. That's the incredible thing. My saber's not even hooked up to the computer. So now we're going to go into A New Hope training.
I suggest you try it again, Luke.
Which these are all my presets that are on the saber right now. We're getting ready to add one. We're getting ready to add one without even having to go into Arduino. So I'm going to go to this little pencil to edit. And... Oops, edit, and then I'm going to this plus sign. I'm going to add a new preset. Duplicate current preset, yes. So you see it popped up down here. Well, that's a new preset.
I suggest you try it again, Luke.
So,
I suggest you try it again, Luke. This time, let go your conscious self and act.
we're going to call this one Rescue. and we're going to look for rescue because I think it's on my SD. Let's see here. There it is. Rescue.
Are you a Jedi? I am.
Track. We want the rescue wave. So I'm looking for the rescue wave. Of course, we can play any track with the track player, and we'll throw that out there here. I thought I had, oh, there it is.
Are you a Jedi? I am.
And now for base color, we want green. I want 0 there. So I want true green.
Are you a Jedi?
Ignition time 300. And let's go retraction time. Let's go 500. All right.
Are you a Jedi? I am.
That's awesome. So now I'm going to click out of this edit mode, and you can see now we have rescue down here. So watch. I'm going to turn it on. Maybe. Green blade. Let's play the track, which should be Rescue by K-Sith. There it is. So we've just added a preset without even having to go into Arduino. And the cool thing is if you have the BLE, you can do it right here on the workbench. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to turn it off. Hopefully you guys saw it retract. I don't want to go into the stream and see what you guys are saying. So what do y'all think about that edit mode deal with the web BLE app? Now that's accessing my Saber wirelessly. That's pretty awesome. I definitely wanted to show that tonight. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff we can do, but I'm trying to. There's our new preset, y'all. Lightning block. Lock up. Hey, Fernando's tip drag works. That's a new mod. He just put that on there. I haven't even tested that yet. Let's put it in battle mode. So another cool thing about the new version of battle mode is once you hit blast, if you swing the saber, you go right into auto blast. Isn't that cool? And a clash will get you out of it. Let's see if you guys can see melt over here. Now the melt gets more and more active the longer you leave it. You can see it starts going down the blade. I know it washes out on video, but that's a brand new preset, y'all. That was not on this Saber. It's not in the config that we programmed. That is pretty awesome. I definitely wanted to show that off. Now, I'm having issues when I'm connecting with a wire to the web BLE editor, and that's something I'm working through. I don't know if it's a problem on my end or my computer or whatever. Could be user error. Brian Connor made a post in my on the Crucible that I need to go check it out. But I mean, OS6 is bad, y'all. You know, everything that, you know, the biggest complaint about Profi boards was once somebody got a Profi board Saber, if they didn't know how to use Arduino, you're pretty much dead in the water. But now with edit mode and the web BLE programmer, you know, it's a brand new soundboard. Anybody can adjust it now. It's just as easy as you saw me do it. I mean, we added a font there in what, 5 seconds on the computer? And, you know, with Bluetooth, it's really, really easy. You know, this is an old Saber, y'all. This is probably this was like my second ever Profi board install. And this is Profi 1.5. And the Bluetooth module in this is a Red Bear Nano V2, which is like a monstrosity thing. It's old. But hell, it still works. And there's the Profi board V2, V1.5, I'm sorry. You guys can see the big buttons. And then the Red Bear Nano V2 is right there. The Bluetooth module is right there. That thing is awesome. So yeah, you know, and if you guys saw my YouTube live video over the weekend, you know, I've got OS6 running on the Teensy Saber. Now, Teensy Saber can't integrate with the web BLE app. That's the bad part about Teensy Saber. You can edit the stuff on there with edit mode, but it's really glitchy, and I think it's because the SD card read speed isn't good enough, and it tends to lock up the OS for some reason. But, you know, it's really cool. Bluetooth does require additional hardware on the Profi board 3.7. So this is my Profi board 3.7 Beta Saber, and it does not have Bluetooth. So that's the Saber I can't get to work in the BLE program, and like I said, it may be user error, it might be my fault, but you know, I got to get it figured out. We got to get it figured out, because to me that editor program makes adding presets really, really simple. Now you can I can still add presets in edit mode. So I wanted to do that on this Saber. So I wanted to add a preset that, let me get another blade here. I got all my crappy blades here. Let me put a decent blade in here. This one's a pretty decent blade, I think. Yeah. Okay. So let's do something we want to duplicate.
Luke Skywalker. I suggest you try it again, Luke. I suggest you try it again, Luke. This time, let go your conscious self and act on instinct.
So there's two A&H trainings on this. And so right now we're on the second A&H training, which is a duplicate font. So I've already duplicated it, and you can duplicate in edit mode. But now we're going to go into edit mode, and we're going to change the font on this one.
Edit mode. Edit style. Edit color. Edit font.
It's the test font.
I suggest you try it again.
Final steps. Cross guard. Darth Maul. I think that's Negotiator. Let's select Negotiator.
Save. Main menu. Edit track.
Let's edit the track on this one. No, not Cantina. That's the Millennium Falcon background. That's Jabba. Kylo Ren. Mandalorian theme. Pod races.
Track 4, now.
I got that shine through retention screw from Smuggler's Outpost. What track did we pick? I can't even remember. AC/DC Thunderstruck. I'm looking for Obi-Annie Duel. I got a lot of tracks on here, y'all. That's Metallica. There we go.
Save. Main menu.
Missed me. Missed me. You should lay down your weapons and beg for forgiveness.
We should have put the Clone Wars. This is Negotiator Clone Wars. But you get the point. You know, I just added a new preset on this. It's now got Negotiator on it, and that is not in my config file. So that's how powerful edit mode is. You don't need the WebBLE app to edit your Saber in edit mode. Yeah, you're thunderstruck. But the, you know, you can do a lot of stuff on the Sabers. You know, we're still in beta testing right now, and both these Sabers have a beta test file on them from Fernando. Again, you know, Frederick did a lot of work in OS6 for, you know, LED speed and better, you know, LEDs on the better pixel readout on the Saber. But the bulk of the stuff that's going to make most people happy has been the work done by Fernando. And I know Fernando's on the road traveling for Thanksgiving. And, you know, Fernando just did awesome work. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, this week. Happy Thanksgiving. I got a new toilet. Will we be able to use an SD that's larger than 15 gigs? I don't know, Bobby. I think some guys have been using bigger SD cards than that. But this Saber's got a 16 gig on there, and I'm still only touching like 4 gigabytes, and I have maybe 60 or 70 tracks on here. And as far as the fonts, I mean, I have about 80 fonts. So now, what I really wanted to do, which I'm not going to be able to do tonight, you know, I think what we'll do next week is we'll go look on the SD card about how the SD card saves your new presets. Because you can actually go on your SD card now and edit your presets and add in whatever font you want on your SD card if you understand how that works. Brian, I can fix your toilet. I'm a toilet repairman. That's what I did tonight. I was at Home Depot an hour ago buying emergency parts. I had to replace the main wax seal underneath of it, but I also had to replace all the guts in the toilet. And while I was at it and had the toilet apart, I went ahead and replaced the toilet seat too. Here we are, we're talking about toilets. Yeah, Max, you know, I have so many fonts on this. Are you using all 64 gigs up, Max? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not even close to using 16 gigs on this Saber. And this Saber has so many fonts on it and so many sound files. I mean, y'all just heard me having to go through all those sound files just to find the Obiani duel. I think there's like 100 different music tracks on there. It's something crazy like that. Kim, well, I assume when you duplicate the font, it duplicates all of your extra lights. Like, for instance, I didn't show you guys. So this Saber has 2 blades on it, Kim. And I'm betting like that config we just added. What I need to do is like change that config to a color. So if you watch, I'll go into color change.
Red.
Ah, crap. Hang on a minute.
So presumptuous.
Had a glitch.
White. Red. Orange red. Dark orange.
Alright, so let's save that dark orange. But I bet when we plug our blade in, it might do something different. Oh no. So color change, it looks like it's universal. So this one has 2 independent blades. It has the stock connector, and it has the the you know, the main blade on it. They're different blades. So color change changes both of them, but edit mode doesn't. So watch. Now we're going to turn off the saber and we're going to go into edit mode.
Edit mode. Edit style. Edit color. Select blade.
Now,
1,
so that's the main blade.
2,
And now the like I guarantee you those are flashing.
1, 2,
So you see,
2,
so you can see the shocks are blade 2
1,
and that's blade 1.
2,
So you can change them independently. So let's go to blade 1.
select option, color options. Select effect, base color. Select option, color list. Red, orange red, dark orange, orange, gold, orange, dark orange, orange, gold, yellow, green, aquamarine, cyan, deep sky blue, dodger blue, blue. Save, color options,
Now I'm going to exit edit mode.
cancel, select effect, cancel, color menu, cancel, select blade, cancel, main menu.
Alright, so now we're back. Now look, the stock connector is still orange because we only edited blade 1. So then you go into blade 2 and it's blue. So now we need to edit blade 2, which is the stock connector, which is orange. So we'll go back into edit mode.
Edit mode. Edit style, edit color, select blade. 1,
Now on 2 it should flash. So you see it flashing, that's blade number 2.
select option, color options. Select effect, base color, select option, color list. Red, orange red, dark orange, orange, gold, yellow, green, aquamarine, cyan, deep sky blue, dodger blue, blue, ice blue. Save, color options. Adjust color hue, color list. White, Navajo white, lemon chiffon,
I locked in the wrong blue.
moccasin, light cyan, ice white, glacier, silver, deep pink, silver, glacier, silver, deep pink, magenta, deep purple, purple, indigo, ice blue, blue, dodger blue, blue. Save, color options, cancel, select effect, cancel, color menu, cancel, select blade, cancel menu.
Now our stock connector is blue and our blade is blue. So if you just go into color change direct on the saber, it changes both blades. But in edit mode, you have to define what it does to each blade. I don't know what it's going to do. So my Mentor Graflex has, you know, all those different blades on it, and some of the blades are those normal LEDs, and some of them are NeoPixels, and then it's got the stock connector, and then it's got normal LEDs in the pommel. What's edit mode going to do to that saber? I don't know. You know, and I really don't need edit modes on that saber quite as much. But the bottom line is that, you know, OS6 is incredible. You know, Fernando's done a lot of work, and for those of you guys that are going to be using it when it gets released, make sure you pay it forward to Fernando. He's put a whole year into this. This is like his life's work. It's a huge accomplishment for Fernando. So y'all make sure you take care of Fernando, because man, he's taking care of us. And you know, if you guys are testing this stuff, make sure you're posting it on Crucible, because the quicker we get all the items tested on the Crucible, the quicker OS6 can get released to the public. And right now I'm working through issues with connecting my Saber via the Web BLE app when it's wired. Because when you plug in a USB, cord like this to your Saber, and then you plug it into your computer, you should also be able to use Web BLE when you're plugged into your computer, even if you don't have Bluetooth. So right now I got to work out some issues I've got going on with it. So it works plugged in on the Profi Board Saber. It does not work in at all on Profi Board 3.7. So I don't know if that's something in my settings or something I got to work through, but the track player is pretty cool too, y'all. So like whatever preset you got.
This is pod racing.
So this is, of course, this is F1 by Kyberphonics. And the standard track for this one is the pod racing theme. But now I'm going to do the track player where I can select.
Yeah!
Oops, sorry.
Nice pod racer. You're just a gravel maggot.
Might have to have it off. Stand by. So we can play any of the music that I have on here with that blade. And you can select where it's random, or it plays them sequentially, or it loops your current theme. I've got a full-size blade. I'm going to tear this room up. So, yeah, so Adrian, the beta testing has taken place on the Crucible. I think we had to move that away from the TRA because there were a couple of people that are ineligible to post on the TRA that we kind of needed around. So that's why the Crucible was created, because there's some people that aren't allowed on TRA that are allowed on the Crucible. And with open source, more brains think better than one. And I'm not a brain on OS6, y'all. I'm a crash test dummy. And Max has been too, and so is Kim Kanama, and Brian Connor, and the rest. But Brian Connor and Fernando and Frederick and Obi-Rob Kenobi and Matt McGrury have all been doing a lot of work with OS6. It is a very, very powerful platform. I'm pretty excited to get it going out there to the public. Would be nice to get that Web BLE app working more flawlessly. That Web BLE app, if everyone can use that, oh my God, anyone can edit a Profi Saber. That's like a game changer. All you got to do is add whatever new fonts you want on your SD card, and as long as your original installer programmed, a wide variety of different types of blade styles, because when you're cloning a preset, you're cloning that blade style as well, and then you can take that new preset that you've cloned, you've copied a preset, you've cloned it, and then you can go into edit mode on that preset and change it to one of the fonts that's on your SD card but wasn't in your config file. But you can only use the blades that were programmed on the Saber that are OS6 blades. That's that's going to be the difficult part. And basically what it does is it writes a new preset onto your SD card, and it says it's going to use this font, it's going to use this blade style, and it's going to use this track, and that's it. But it has all the ignition options and all those options. So if anybody hasn't seen, I'll show you guys. Hang on a minute. I'll show you a blade style. I don't think you can flash it without the USB, Max. You're going to need to hot air that USB back on, or you can't flash it. stand by. I'm going to go into screen share and I'm going to show you guys a config really quick.
Thank you everybody for watching.
Stand by. There we go. Let me go Windows Share No Peek. Stand by. I don't think Frederick's set up to accept donations. Let me show you guys a config so you guys can see one of Fernando's OS6 compliant blade styles. So this is my flagship config. So you can see all the defines. There's a lot of defines there, y'all. It's crazy. But let's scroll down to the first preset. And you can see this is a blade style. This is one of Fernando's OS6 compliant blade styles right here. And it's long, y'all. It's big. So that's one blade style. And I'm going to scroll up so you guys can see how long it is. That is an OS6 blade style. And this one is a surging pulse blade style. And, you know, next week we'll dive into this and kind of try to decode what it's writing on the SD as far as all these options and what the numbers are that are popping up on the SD. But I don't think we have time to dive into that tonight. But certainly wanted to show y'all what they can do. It's a pretty awesome platform, and the beta testing's going too good. The beta testing seems to be going well. We seem to be progressing down the list pretty rapidly. I'd like to get this WebBLE app issue sorted out before it goes out to the public. And it might be, again, on my end, it might be something I'm doing wrong on my computer or something I'm doing wrong on my Sabers. Again, Bobby, I don't know if Frederick's set up to do donations or not. Frederick probably makes profits somehow from Profi boards when they're getting mass produced. Well, that's an interesting question, Bobby. So, you know, on Profi board 3.7, there's increased memory. And of course, Frederick has increased the amount of memory or decreased the amount of memory used by the Profi OS. That's what that new Profi board plugin is all about that he just released. I think it's 3.7. And that Profi board plugin is the plugin for the Arduino. And it actually condenses the code and uses less space on the soundboard itself. Now, on Profi board 1.5, I think I had 10 presets with the new OS compliant blade styles. And that board was 90% full. But here's the thing. You can still have unlimited presets, basically, when you're cloning a preset and then changing the font on it in edit mode, because that's saving the new preset on your SD card. That's what edit mode's doing, is it basically saves that preset on your SD card. And what it says is, okay, well, after this preset, we're going to add another one, and it's going to use this font, this track, and this blade style. But that actually saves on the SD card, not on the Profi board. So, you know, the SD card has become more important for Profi board with edit mode because a cloned preset actually resides on your SD card now. So yeah, it's way different than 4 and 5, Adrian. This is a game changer. If we can get the WebBLE app working perfectly for everybody on Windows, man, this thing is a game changer. When you combine the WebBLE app and the edit mode functions, you know, there's nothing you can't do to your Saber. It doesn't really change the game for me. You know, I don't even know if I'll put edit mode on my Graflex, on my Mentor Graflex, because it has so many blades on it. I'll probably put OS6 on it, but I'll leave edit mode off of it because I don't need edit mode. I understand how to code and write my config. I don't need edit mode. What edit mode is a game changer for are all these people that are buying Profi board Sabers, because that, you know, it allows them to make the Saber their own through color change, blade style changes, font changes, the track player. You can set whatever track you want. You know, you can adjust your, you know, blade length. You can do tons of things. Let's see what Bion said. Does that mean you can just edit everything on the SD card now? Bion, yes, you can. You can basically, once you understand the code, you can add a new track on your, you can add a new preset on your SD card, but you have to understand the code. But you can copy and paste, like, let's say you like the blade style on, let's say you have a New Hope training and it's got the rotoscope blade style and you like that, but now you want that to be K-Sys Return of the Jedi with Jabba as the sound. So basically what you do is you would clone that preset in edit mode, and then, or you could go on your SD card and clone that preset on your SD card, and then just change the font that it looks for and the background track, and then you can go into edit mode and change the color. So I think you can probably change the color on the SD card too, but I don't understand the code enough yet to know how to do that. But yeah, you can do a lot of stuff on the SD cards. I've already done it. But you can see, I mean, you can almost see how this is progressing. And OS6 and edit mode and the new stuff that it's writing, you know, your config.ini on the SD card, all that new stuff is going to evolve beyond OS6. You can already see the direction that they're going in, which is trying to simplify editing the Saber for end users. So I think that's what Profi OS6 and edit mode is kind of aiming towards, is making the Sabers more user-friendly for people that don't want to mess around in Arduino. You know, but for people like me, and I'm comfortable in programming in Arduino, edit mode's cool, but I don't need it. I like it. It's pretty awesome. I can add presets when my Profi board is full. I can still add more presets via edit mode, but I don't need edit mode. Like on my Mentor Graphics Saber, y'all, I run, you know, a couple of Graphics fonts, and that's about it. You know, to me on those OT Sabers like that, you know, I just like them to have the sound fonts they're supposed to have on them and the blades they're supposed to have on them. And maybe I'll put one or two blades on there for shits and giggles. But for the most part, you know, like my Graphlexes just have Graplex stuff on them. But now a Saber like this, you know, custom Saber, I'll put whatever on there. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Max, the config.ini is written on the SD card in edit mode. And you can actually duplicate presets and make your own presets on the SD card on that config.ini by editing it. I'll show that next week. That'll be the subject matter for next week, is we'll dissect an SD card that's been operated in OS6, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like on the screen. I'll share the screen and we'll show the SD card, but I think I'll save that for next week. Now I understand a little bit of what it's doing, but I don't understand all the coding and the numbers that are represented in the config.ini. I know what they're telling it, but I don't know which number tells it what. So that's definitely something that we can put up next week. But, you know, edit mode's pretty cool. One last thing, and I showed this on my live on the weekend, but I might as well show it here. Let's show editing the blade length. This is another game changer for me in edit mode. Because, you know, used to be when I was building somebody a Saber, I'd really prefer to build the blade for them, because that way I could design the config for the blade. Well, OS6 throws all that out the window, because now we can go into edit mode.
Edit mode. Edit style. Edit color. Edit font. Edit track. Edit settings. Select option. Edit volume. Edit control settings. Edit flash threshold. Edit blade length. Select blade. 130. 129. 128. 127, 126, 125, 124, 100.
So right now it's here. I know it's still blowing it out, but the end of the blade is actually right here.
122, 121, 120, 119, 118, 117, 116, 115.
So we're right here. So what it does is it puts a little white tip on it, and you know, the blade's not illuminated there on the end, so you can see where that, you know, white is flashing on my hand, and you can see where there's no reflection. So that's the end of the blade. So we want that white on the very tip. So now we're going to adjust it.
116.
I know it's about 129.
116. 117. 118. 117. 118. 119. 120. 121. 122. 123. 124. 125. 126.
We're getting there.
127. 128. 129. Save. Settings menu. Edit brightness. Cancel menu. Exit.
So now our blade length is set appropriately, and if I do tip drag, tip drag's working. So that's another cool thing in edit mode, is to me now I don't have to build a blade for somebody, because when they get a Profi Saber with OS6, they can edit their own blade length. So if somebody buys a blade that's different than what I programmed, you know, they can program it themselves. I think the only issue is, you know, you've got to program a max number of LEDs in it. So, you know, I think 135 would probably be safe for most blades. But yeah, I mean, all my blades are around 128, 129 pixels, or 34.5 inches. But that's another game changer with OS6, is the ability to edit your blade length. And yeah, that goes for all your blades, Kim. So, you know, like on the stock connector, it has 16 pixels in there, but you can dial it back to 12 or, you know, 11, 10, whatever, and it only lights up 10 of the 16 pixels in it. Or, you know, you can increase it to the true 16 value. So, you know, at the beginning when in edit mode it said select blade, and what it does is it flashes the blade you're currently editing. So you saw it flash in the main blade when I went in to edit it. But if we went to blade 2, the stock connector would be flashing, and then we could edit the length of it. So 115, Kim. That's a short blade. I got a shorter one. This one has I think 50. That's my test blade. You can see how small it is. I think my test blade has about 50 in it. It's a short one. That's like my little test blade that I test stuff with. But, you know, that's a pretty decent show. I'm exhausted. I've been hauling stuff to the dump all day, and repairing a toilet, and talking with y'all about OS6. And now I'm going to go get prepared for Thanksgiving. So, you know, I want everybody to have a happy Thanksgiving and be with your family. And for, you know, our European and Aussie viewers, you know, hope you get to be with your family around this time too. I know that Thanksgiving's kind of a Yankee holiday. Well, I think they celebrate Thanksgiving in Canada too. I don't know. We'll have to ask Jeff Birch about that. Which Jeffy's not on tonight. But yeah, I'm not hitting the floor at 1:30. So I'm 6'3". 34.5-inch blades about right for me. And most of the blades I build are about 34.5 inches. I've had some people request 36, and I'm like, 36 is a bit long unless you're really tall. But at any rate, I think that was a decent show for tonight. And, we're making progress. I'm going to get back to do some more testing tonight. And hopefully get to spend some time with Jen and Ella. So I'm getting ready to sign off. And we're less than an hour. That ought to make Birch happy. We're less than an hour tonight, so that's awesome. But OS6 is coming. Beta testing is coming along. And I got some more stuff to test here tonight and tomorrow. And hopefully I can make some progress on this web BLE app so it works for everyone. And then we'll be in business. Bobby, it's going to take a while. If you and I, what you and I talked about on Messenger, I have to write the config for that's compliant. So that's going to take some time. It's right here. There's your Saber. Which, by the way, y'all, that Susenbach Saber that we installed the other week. It's I gotta rewrite the config for it, Bobby. But I had to put a little bit of piece of tape on the SD because it's dangerously close to the inside of the hill. But I still have some cleanup work to do. But there's the board we installed last week. But yeah, that Saber's working. I'll get it shipped to you as soon as I can. You just have to bear with me because I'm going to have to rewrite the config to make it compliant. So we'll get it out to you soon enough, Bobby. Might not be this week. Thanksgiving's coming up. We got a lot of family coming to town, and pretty much going to be trying to spend some time with them on Thanksgiving. But we'll get it to you soon enough, Bobby. I'll try and work on the config some after Thanksgiving. And then we'll be able to ship it out to you. But at any rate, thanks everybody for tuning in. And, if you're testing OS6 stuff, go on Crucible and document what you've tested so we can get the OS out there. If you are testing, I want somebody to try plugging in. I don't have a Profi 2.2 Beta Saber, so somebody with Profi 2.2 needs to plug in and see how that goes. I know Max can't because his USB port broke off. Max, that can be soldered back on, but it's going to take a very steady hand. Best to use a hot air rework station on that. You might want to see if there's somebody that can hot air rework a USB back on there for you. And hopefully it didn't rip the pads off when it broke off. But at any rate, I'm going to cut off for the night. So let's do, before we log off, in memory of Jeff Birch, who's not here. Oop, try that again. Yeah, I'm gonna fry a turkey. I'm gonna try to set things on fire. So gonna fry a turkey, gonna bake a ham, gonna have lots of good stuff going on. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you next week, and we'll look at those SD cards that this OS6 is generating, and we'll mess around with them a little bit, see how it affects the Saber. So trying to get y'all ahead of the game. There's a lot of reading. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and may the force be with you, or the dark side, as it were. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, as usual. I really appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel. And as always,